This wine moment is brought to you by M. Chapoutier, wines that respect and share the story of terroir from the Rhone Valley and beyond since 1808.
Well, we have just finished an amazing wine lunch here at Le Crocodile, and we are in the birdcage. I am joined by James Leonardo De Sa. He is the export director, Canadian export director of M. Chapoutier Winery that we just had an amazing lunch with. And we are going to jump right into, we were so excited to learn so much about this incredible winery, over 200 years old. James, tell us what makes this winery so special.
The winery, M. Chapoutier Winery, as you said, has been making wine for more than 200 years, starting in 1808. We're now into the 8th generation, actually 9th, as there was just Marcus Chapoutier, who was just born last year. And so 8th generation of winemaker, focusing on savoir-faire and terroir especially. So we are based in Tain-l'Hermitage, about an hour south of Lyon, and really focusing on pursuing and showing what the different terroirs of the Rhone Valley and even beyond of the Rhone Valley are available, and what we can show to the consumer, and making wines that reflect all those terroirs, basically.
I loved what you said during the lunch, is that the winemakers don't want you to be able to guess what that wine is. They want to make wine so unique that every single wine is a surprise and it reflects the terroir. And I was excited about that, and you certainly didn't disappoint. Let's talk about the 4 different wines that you brought for us to share with our audience today.
Yeah, for sure. So so Chapoutier, as I said, it's nothing about us. Basically, it's everything about terroir. So we're going towards different terroirs in the Rhone Valley and outside of the Rhone now. So outside of the Rhone, actually, the first estate we acquired was called Bilao. It's in Roussillon, and we'll start with the Bilao Roussillon white wine, which is a blend of Grenache, Marsanne, and Roussanne. So really varietals that we see in the Rhone Valley, that we have also in the south of France. So first estate we acquired, really typical blend. We don't want anything. We don't want to have a signature of Chapoutier. We don't want to be able to guess that it's a Chapoutier wine, but we want you to be able to recognize the Roussillon appellation, and that's what we are trying to do. So really fresh wine available at the BCL as well, and we're focusing on making that terroir, making the most out of the terroir. So we are kind of trying to avoid any usage or too much use of wood. So we'll focus on vinification and aging and maturation of the wine into steel, for the stainless steel for the whites, and mostly concrete for the reds. So to keep all that freshness of the grape, and making sure it's the terroir first again. So
perfect. And this one's in the similar bent, but the red.
Exactly. So it's basically the brother or sister. It's coming from the same area. So first estate outside of the Rhone, again Bilao. So in the Roussillon, near the Mediterranean Sea, closer to the Spain border. Here it's again, we're not inventing anything. We're using what we know when we're trying to do what we do best. So using the Grenache and the Syrah, the 2 main grapes that we see for red wines in the Rhone Valley, but into another region. We blend them together, concretes mostly for the vinification, just to preserve all the freshness and the fruit of the wine. So really easy to pair, really balanced wine, and it's really great to discover different regions. Quite accessible in terms of price. In BC, it would be under $20, so quite accessible, and really balanced, really easy to. You won't be afraid to put that in the middle of a table of 4 or 6 of your friends, and it's quite a pleasure wine, if I could say.
Oh, now let's move down over there.
Yeah, here it's really interesting if you have the opportunity to taste the two together basically and to compare. It's same grapes, so you have a Grenache Syrah, but here it's coming closer to our home, closer to the Rhône, as it's our Côte du Rhône. So it's called Belle Ruche. So in English, it would be Belle Ruche would be pretty beehive, just in reference to all the honey production that is in the Côte du Rhône and in the Rhône Valley. So Grenache Syrah, same vinification process with that concrete aging of around 6 months, but it will be two completely different wines because again, it's not a Chapoutier signature. We could find ways to do the harvest in those different regions and kind of give the same outcome to the wine, but our vision again is really the terroir. So we have the same vinifications, same grapes, same varietals, same everything, but except the terroir, the climate is different, so we'll produce two different wines. So interesting to taste and compare one to the other. Again, this one as well as the others will be available for the BC consumer.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And the final?
The final one is actually one of my favorites. So I like to end with my favorite. It's a cru. So it's coming from Crocodile. Again, we were approaching to where everything started at Chapoutier. Crocodile is one of the larger appellations in northern Rhône. It's everything basically that is around the Hermitage Hill. Hermitage being one of the most known appellations for making world-renowned Syrah. Here we are outside this Hermitage Hill. We still have some really nice quality of vines with older vines, 30 to 40 years old. We use just a little bit of wood in the vinification process to keep a little bit of that consistency, around 50% of wood, but the rest will be vinified, aging in concrete vats. So 100% Syrah. It's a really great wine to have access to those northern Rhône Syrah, that freshness, those blackcurrant aspect to it. Really great wine, quite affordable as well. So if you don't know a lot necessarily about those appellations such as Côte-Rôtie, Hermitage, Saint-Joseph, and you want to be introduced, it's clearly a really nice option to get introduced to that nice world of Syrah in the northern Rhône.
Well, M. Chapoutier Winery definitely has a wine for everyone. And from what I've tasted back in 2020 when we had you on, one of your colleagues, there is something for everyone, and who can not love French wine, which in fact the Vancouver International Wine Festival is their theme next year. France.
Yeah, exactly. And it's clearly it's one beside terroir, the fact that you mentioned it's a wine for everyone. That's basically our vision. We want to make sure wine and French wine that can be seen as sometimes complicated is just, at the end of the day, it's just wine, it's just terroir, and we're just here to observe what the wine does. And we try to get it as accessible as possible to everyone. So we have different terroirs, different people working on those terroirs, and we want to make sure everyone is enjoying it. We also have the Braille on all the labels, for example, just again, that value of inclusivity, and that everybody should have access and should be able to taste what Earth is able to provide, basically.
I love that, and it's great wine. So thank you, James, for joining us here on Our City Tonight. Looking forward to seeing you again.
Thank you very much.
This wine moment was brought to you by M. Chapoutier, one of the oldest wine families from the Rhône region.